All right. Well, we're recapping a Big Ten championship with neither one of our teams in it.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
we won our championship for the year.
That wasn't a championship. It wasn't a championship. That's terrible. I hate it.
So it was this, we thought
No, I
maybe
don't know.
y'all was gonna try to become the king of the Norths. But
We'll get there.
obviously it's Ryan Day said he was gonna hang 100 on us, so the North remembers.
That's crazy. Anyway,
I
anyway,
forgot you ain't watch Game of Thrones. I forgot.
yeah, I don't even know what are you even talking about? I don't even know what that is.
You a sad case right now, bro.
That's crazy. Sad case. Anyway, back at it again with 30-minute rivals with your boy Johnny Olden Jr. And obviously it's me, Josh, here. Ready to recap a Buckeye-less Big Ten championship game. Or I guess preview. I said recap. I guess preview.
Preview, yes, sir.
We're here to preview the Big Ten championship between Oregon and Penn State. Now, we had talked a little bit before we had obviously set this whole thing up, and you literally said Oregon's going to basically blow them out. It's not even a shot that Penn State has.
I didn't say blow them out.
I basically said that.
I said a controlled butt whooping.
A controlled butt whooping. Okay, so then what does that look like? Like, if you think it's going to be a controlled butt whooping, then it's going to be a 2-score game, maybe?
I'd say like 34, 14, 31, Oof. 17, something like that.
Oof. So James Franklin and Penn State don't have a shot in this one.
I mean, they got a shot. I don't think Penn State has enough offense to play with Oregon. Now, Penn State plays pretty good defense. They do, but yes. I'm not sure if they're going to be ready for what Dan Lanning in Oregon and Dylan Gabriel, everything they bring to the table, because they're kind of good at everything. There's there's not really a true weakness to what they do.
Sure.
So that's why I think they're just going to overwhelm Penn State, and Penn State's not going to be able to punch back. Similar to Ohio State, similar to when they play Michigan. Like, it'll be a kind of close game, but you almost never feel like Penn State is going to win. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When have you felt like they were going to win the last 3-4 matchups?
Penn State?
Yeah, against Ohio State.
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
And the same goes for when we played them the last 3 years. There's a moment where you then it fades. It fades pretty fast. Like,
sure.
Yeah, they're not gonna beat us, So,
but do they have that with Oregon? Like, I feel like there's literally something. Okay, the same thing that's obviously going on with Ryan Day in Michigan, where True. Michigan's just in his head so much, is I think the same thing that goes on with James Franklin and both Ohio State and Michigan.
Okay,
is that same thing? Is that a same thing with Oregon?
But this is
James Franklin go to Oregon or to Indianapolis and suffer that same thing with Oregon?
You could be right that maybe he doesn't have that little brother mentality with them. But
I didn't call it little brother mentality for what
I did.
Because I said Ryan Day in Michigan.
Yeah, 2 for 1. Ryan Day and James Franklin.
No, I didn't say that at least.
I said it.
Okay, all right.
But he might not have that. The thing is, he's comfortable playing Michigan and Ohio State somewhat kind of close. It's not, they're not blowouts most of the time. They're in the game somewhat, but he makes mistakes. So against Oregon, he ain't comfortable playing them. So he might get smacked just where it's a controlled butt whooping. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
The comfort of playing Michigan and Ohio State, you're used to playing them. They're Big Ten teams. You see them almost every year.
Yeah.
Oregon is a little bit different, I think, because you're not used to seeing them that speed, and you really don't play anybody that plays like them for the most part. Even Ohio State doesn't exactly play like Oregon.
them. Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
That's why I'm thinking it might get bad for them.
It could. It very well could. I guess the one thing that I'm hoping in this game that works out for Penn State is this idea that everybody's just automatically going in and expecting Oregon to win. Like, you kind of have to, at some level, channel that against them, right? I think some of the things that work out for Penn State, like you said, the defense, for example, and specifically the defensive line, could potentially be a thing where, okay, we've seen chinks in the armor for Oregon's offensive line. So maybe we can exploit that talent differential there. There's obviously some other differentials, like position wise. Like, obviously Penn State doesn't have any wide receivers, right? So you're probably gonna have to lean on Nick Singleton and Kaytron Allen a shit ton more in this case than Drew Aller getting the ball to Julian Fleming. Like, you're gonna have to depend on the things that you're really good at in this case. Does it work out for them? I don't know, but I have to say I at least hope Penn State rises to the level of Oregon, and hopefully they can beat them. No. I want Penn State to win this one, to be honest.
Why?
With you. Because I'm tired of shitting
Dan
on
Lanning.
Penn State. Well, and I hate Dan Lanning.
Shitting on Penn State. Y'all been the ones been doing it for the last forever.
Well, no, we shit on Penn State, I've shit on Penn State so much that, like, I kind of look to this opportunity to actually root for Penn State for once. I can't even tell you the last time I've even rooted for Penn State. So now that I've got the opportunity to, and then Oregon can't come into the Big Ten and just expect to be championed on their first year. No, fuck you. No, you got to go.
Whose fault is that?
You got to go through the lumps.
Whose fault is that?
It doesn't matter whose fault it is. We're here. Stop them from getting that. And I'm sure there's going to be some Ducks fans in the comments. Hey, you got to deal with the lumps. And right now, it sucks, but I'm rooting for James Franklin to give you those lumps when you come into the
game. My God. Rooting for James Franklin to give anyone lumps.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But do I have any other choice?
No, because y'all didn't do what y'all was supposed to do.
I think there's some things that Penn State can exploit, right? And if they execute like they've been somewhere before, then they can win this game. The unfortunate part to that is they ain't really been nowhere before. So how can they act like they've been somewhere before when they haven't?
Yeah, and my thing with them is if James Franklin was just really just used hardball ball, he would put a lot of teams in blenders for real if he would just run that rock like, no, we're going to run it and you're not going to be able to stop us with these two backs, and make Alar a game manager, but he gets away from it. He tries, then he gets away from it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's hard to put much faith in that offense because they don't, like you said, they don't have the receivers. Yeah, you've got your quarterback. Let's say you're JJ. He's got talent, but he doesn't have the offense to just throw it all over the yard.
Yeah,
but you do have two stud backs and a good tight end. So run the ball. Exactly. Run the ball, run it with conviction, and play action off of that to your monster tight end, and put Oregon in a phone booth.
Yeah. And when all else fails, the coaching has got to be on point. Like we've never seen James Franklin before. Well, actually, no. We do see James Franklin coach on point. He's just never playing a big game when he does it.
Exactly. So that don't count.
It's a Maryland game where he's scoring 66 against Maryland. It's like,
yeah, dog walk Maryland. and Penn State fans, which I never see them around in chats.
I don't see too many Penn State fans going through these channels, but
we need thanks and congratulations for what we did for you, because you would have never got to the Big Ten championship without us. You would have never done that.
That is true.
Yes, we need that.
And but if you're going to be here, take advantage of it, because it's not likely going to happen again. Michigan's going to get better. Ohio State's still going to be there. Oregon's still going to be there. So, like, take advantage of the chance that you have to win a Big Ten championship. Nobody's expecting you to do it, so go do it.
And who would have thought that Julian Fleming would be in the Big Ten championship?
Okay, so since we're going there, sir, Julian Fleming may get a Big Ten championship. He may get a Big Ten championship. It's possible. Is Julian Fleming going to get a national championship before the Buckeyes do?
Oh, that's who I need to win it. I wouldn't feel any type of way if they won it. Go Penn State.
No, you don't want them to win the national championship.
It wouldn't bother me.
You want, I guess you don't want us to do it either.
Yeah, go Penn State. I don't want Dan Lanning in Oregon to win it. I really don't. But if it was them over y'all, then I'll take Oregon. But if like Penn State wins it, I'm cool with Penn State winning it. Georgia, Texas,
and Texas. You're gonna go SEC on me now?
Yeah, we're big.
If you're gonna not root for us, root for Indiana.
They're gonna get destroyed by somebody.
Not sure
who it is.
I don't know who's gonna be. We'll see.
They're going to get destroyed by someone.
Root for Indiana. Don't root for Georgia or Texas. Gross.
No.
It's SEC country.
It is, but
and don't root for Penn State either, because that's
the champs of the Big Ten.
Little brother.
Who, Penn State?
Yeah.
You just said you were rooting for them.
I'm rooting for them in the Big Ten championship, not the national championship.
Okay, what if y'all have to face Penn State and lose to Penn State in the playoff? How you gonna feel?
If we have to face Penn State in the playoffs, I'd be happy. I'd be
and y'all lose. And y'all lose.
Well, that wouldn't happen because we're in James Franklin's head too much.
I mean, they play y'all very close.
Sure. And we still won.
This is a different stage, and a dead clock is right twice a day.
Sure. Yep. James Franklin is not a clock, so what do you want me to do with that?
I don't know.
He's gonna be wrong both times.
I was just saying. So hypothetically, if y'all were to lose to Penn State, what would you?
I don't like this hypothetical. I already don't like this hypothetical. I don't even want to answer. If we lose to anybody, matter of fact, I'll answer it this way. If we lose to anybody in the playoffs, I'm going to be upset because this year would have meant no win against Michigan, no national championship.
It's a good year.
I'm going to be upset. It's a terrible year. It's an awful year. So to answer your question, if that does it, I'm sure it does because it's a hypothetical. It's a stupid hypothetical. I would be very upset losing to anybody.
Okay.
Be it Penn State, Georgia, Texas, Oregon, Boise State, anybody.
Let me get your thoughts on this because I love these matchups. I gotta throw this one in there. Georgia, Texas.
It's hard to beat a team twice. And
they got destroyed the first time.
I don't even know how Georgia won the last game, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, I saw the game and
great defense.
Yeah, I get it. But like going into it, I was expecting Texas to win it. Texas is a better team. And so looking at it, like I don't know how they won it, especially at that point in Texas' schedule. I feel like they were running on all cylinders at that point. So I got Texas winning that one.
Really? That game, I was on the way back from Memphis from the hurricane, whatever. Mm-hmm. But Texas has one of the best offensive lines in the country. Georgia destroyed their offensive line, just destroyed it.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers had him seeing ghosts. Then they put in Arch Manning, had him seeing ghosts, and they both were on the sidelines looking like, bro, football might not be for me anymore. I don't know if this is for me.
Right.
So,
which is crazy because that's still the same team that it took 8 overtimes to beat Georgia Tech.
Yeah. I think
so.
And this is another one. So Georgia's 10-2. If they lose this game, are they still in the playoff?
I think so. I think so.
Because Bama's in still.
I think Bama might be on the bubble. Bama's hoping to get in with all of this. I don't think you can fault Georgia for a third loss, being that third loss is in the conference championship, and they already beat that team in the regular season. Like, you kind of still have to give it to them. I think. Bama, however, has lost to much worse teams.
Yeah, they got Bama 11 in the AP. And we know that's not the official to the playoff when it comes out.
Bama might still make it because I feel like the committee is still going to want to give the SEC 4 teams if they're also giving the Big Ten 4 teams. But to be completely honest with you, I don't think Bama should make it.
Do you want to see Bama?
No.
He's scary.
I think it's not. Oh, you mean, do I want to see them as far as Ohio State? I thought you meant, do I want to see them in the playoffs?
No, I'm saying, do you want to see them?
Would I want to play them?
Milroe is scary to have to deal with.
I'd be a little concerned about Milroe, me personally, for Ohio State, because we look terrible against mobile quarterbacks.
And he's like a running back, bro. Like,
I was gonna say, especially a quarterback that can get like 4 touchdowns and however many yards he got against a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and he was doing similar a couple days ago.
Yeah.
When I stopped watching, he had like 3 TDs and like 150 rushing yards on like 19 carries. He's like a running back.
That's a running back. That's a running back. So, I mean, he would probably actually scare me as a Ohio State fan going against him. But ultimately, I don't think they're deserving of the playoffs, to be completely honest with you.
It's the Alabama Invitational. You can't do it without Alabama.
You can. Saban's not there anymore.
It's still Bama.
You were holding that spot for Bama because Saban was good money, and now he's not there anymore.
Yeah, but what they're doing is but we're used to them being there, so we're used to it.
No, we'll stop being so used to it. They're not good. They're not good.
So we're gonna keep them in. Sorry, guys, they're getting in.
That's terrible. The SEC as a whole is just not that good. There's Texas. Yeah. If you want to give Georgia a little bit of credit, I don't, because they've looked absolutely terrible this year at times. And then who else? Tennessee.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid of Tennessee. I don't think any Big Ten team. I don't think any Big Ten team should be afraid of them, including Indiana. I'm sorry, any playoff Big Ten team.
Tennessee spreads you out. What's his name? Heupel. He's a pretty good offensive. His passing game, his play design for passing game, he schemes those dudes open. You know, it's just
that's true. I don't think their offense is that. I think their offense and Indiana's defense is similar. I've given praise to Tennessee's defense, but Indiana's offense is legitimate. Like, we thought it was fraudulent at times. Now it's pretty legitimate.
Is it?
I think it's pretty legitimate. Who weren't they legitimate against?
Michigan and Ohio State.
Ohio State is one of the best teams in the country, despite losing to a 5-loss team. And Michigan has a really good defense.
The number 1 defense.
Is it official? Is that official?
No, I just said.
Or did you just make that up? Okay. Michigan's got an elite defense, apparently, even without Will Johnson. Who knew?
Yeah. We got Zeke Berry. He went from the slot to the outside, and he's balling. Looked like he found his true position.
And Makari Page, who I put him up there with Sane Rastil and some of the other guys I hate so much.
Big
you know who I still hate more than anybody on that team is what's my boy's name? I can't remember. A little shorty.
Samaj killed y'all on Saturday, boy.
I hate Samaj with a passion. Boy. If there's one Wolverine, so we came on to the live stream on Saturday, and I downplayed the whole fighting thing. If there's one player that I'm okay with Ohio State fighting, it's Samaj Morgan.
Samaj was out there dropping bodies in the chaos.
No,
you waiting on it.
You can gang up on that one guy, but everybody else, yeah, we probably shouldn't be fighting. So Samaj didn't even do anything in the game, did he? Did he play?
I don't know.
I don't think he did. I'm checking his stat line. I don't think
he's been injured. I don't.
I think he's been injured too. That sounds right. Yeah. I don't think he was even in the game at all.
I mean, even he hasn't done much when he's been in. Like, let me be honest about it. But he got y'all again. He did.
No, I hate him. Did. I do not like him.
It's like all Buckeye fans hate him so much.
He is the newest iteration of Desmond Howard as a player. Let's see. I mean, because there's Michigan players that I like. You know, there's Charles Woodson's and there's Blake Corum's. And then there's Michigan players I hate with a passion. There's Desmond Howard's, there's Tom Brady's, but I hate Tom Brady for a completely different reason. And there's Samaj Morgan's.
Good God.
Yep, he's up there. Oh, easily.
So you didn't, because some Buckeye fans like the fighting that, that don't let them disrespect our field,
I like that. Like, I like the energy. That energy belongs on the field when you're playing the game. Right?
Yeah,
be scrappy, be aggressive. But like, once the game is over, like, what's the point? You've already lost. So
yeah,
I don't like them planting the flag either. But you're not going to fight about it now. You lost.
Yeah, Texas planted the flag on us earlier this year. I just had to roll my eyes like, oh, we planted it on OSU in 2022. And if you don't want them to plant the flag, if you win. They walk into the locker room with their heads down, They're not thinking about planting the flag. I know Will Howard was talking before the game like he really truly knew what the game meant and how it, he was talking like he was immersed in it.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you think he didn't realize what it really is until he got out there?
I would say that, well, again, it's still, I guess, one of his worst games, but he looked equally as bad in the Penn State game, like we just mentioned. And he had even more motivation for the Penn State game. So to look just as bad, I don't know. I think honestly it was just a bad game. And he was probably even frustrated with the fact that they didn't trust him as a quarterback. The O-line wasn't performing and he got smacked at one point, came back on the field, probably wasn't the same since then. And so, no, to answer your question, I think he probably did know the intensity of the rivalry as much as he could as a person who didn't come from Ohio or Michigan. But that didn't matter once it came to actually play.
Yeah, because, we haven't seen Michigan's defense play like that. They've showed signs that they're that good, but this is the first time we saw it for a complete game. We've seen it for a few second halves. We haven't seen it like that. Like, man, these dudes are flying around. They're everywhere, and they're not trying to give up anything really. And some of the play calling for OSU played into that, but it was like, bro, these dudes, I watch them every week multiple times, and I'm like, man, these dudes are balling right now.
Yeah. I wonder if Ryan Day knows the intensity of the rivalry yet. To be honest with you, like there's Will Howard, but I at times it was like he's looking at the fight on the side, just sitting there looking at it, like he couldn't even control his team at times. Like, it's just like, do you get it? Do you understand it?
That was puzzling to me, bro. Like that was a bad look for him. That was a real bad look, and I was watching Garrison last night or whatever, and he was like, "Well, I'm not worried about it." But it's like, bro, that's your head coach, your leader, and he's just standing there like he's looking like a
He's
woman.
dazed and confused.
Yeah, dazed and confused, like basically a woman staff member. Like, I'm not getting into this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't expect her to. Like, she's gonna get knocked out with one of these big. You're the leader.
Yeah.
Go get your dudes, bro.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what's going on? What happened?
That was a little crazy.
Who cares?
It was
what
crazy.
happened? We see what's going on.
And then if what I heard was true, like he went into the locker room and didn't really say anything at the halftime. I don't know if that's true. It's a rumor, and it could be fake. But if that's true, it just kind of reads along with that. In that, like, he was almost dejected from this whole thing. It's just like,
yeah, it's like he was somewhere else. Like, he's just shell shocked by the whole situation. And honestly, I could believe it. I've seen Sharon all half of the year. We've been talking about Sharon Moore looking that way on the sideline. So,
yeah.
So when it was Ryan Day, I was like, "Oh, I know that face. I know this. This is normal for me this year." So seeing him look like that is like, "Oh yeah, he's somewhere else. He don't know what's going on, and it's almost like you're watching life, but it seems like a dream. You know, when you get that hazy kind of feeling where you're seeing things happen, but it's almost like it's not real, or you're not there almost. And that's what happened to him. But it's unacceptable for the head coach, honestly, bro. Like, you can't be sitting there watching that stuff go down and you're just standing there. Like, that was wild.
It looked like he was checked out. And I mean, you know, there's still obviously more context outside of what maybe we know. Maybe a different angle makes it look a different way. Who knows? But it looked, at least from what I've seen, that he was kind of checked out at that point. And that's not something you want to see, especially when we're about to go into the playoffs even. Like, are you still checked out? Was that just that 5-second clip, or like, are you checked out as a coach? So
I don't know. Jim Harbaugh did a number on that dude.
Jim Harbaugh still has a losing record against us.
Yeah, not against him. Not against Ryan Day. He did a number on him, boy.
Against us, though.
Yeah, that's true, but not that guy.
Yeah.
You're not that guy, Ryan Day.
That's crazy.
You're not that guy.
That's insane. Anyway, anything else we got to discuss? Should we discuss any other conference championships? I don't
think it's
Big Ten championship is all that matters. We're the number one conference.
Yeah, we touched on Georgia, Texas, so
facts. All right. Well, on that note, obviously that's Johnny Olden Jr. Make sure you let him know what's going on with your channel and whatnot.
Yes, sir. Catch me on YouTube, Johnny Olden Jr. You know, shorts. I do a lot of YouTube shorts, going crazy. Pre-game, post-game, post-game. Call-in shows on Sundays sometimes, and Marcus will join usually. And car lives. So just check me out. It's a bunch of content and enjoying college football. You know, there's a lot of stiffs out here. It's a lot of stiffs. I like to enjoy it, bro, and laugh. Whether it's going good or bad, I'm gonna have fun with it because it's just a game at the end of the day.
As you should. And as sad as I felt over the last 3 days, if we win that national championship, I'll be back talking my shit.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
I'll be back.
You need
to... I'll be back.
Okay, Smokey.
That's crazy. So with that being said, obviously, House Divided, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like this video. Obviously, it helps with all the algorithms and everything like that. And for us, make sure you check out Back of the Bus, where we have just discussions on current events and things of the culture. So make sure y'all check that out. We out.
Go Blue.
Go Bucks.